Hey guys, before we get to the video, please click that subscribe button. Hey guys, Joshua Griffin here, serving the Middle Peninsula and the Northern Neck of Virginia, and wanted to do a video kind of cool, kind of different from anything I've done before, because there are all kinds of different websites, different Tom, Dick, or Harrys, that's what I call them, that put out, what is the best HVAC brand. And usually it's just somebody telling you their opinion on what the best brand is for your home. And I've said it before, I don't think there's any one brand that's the best in every market, but I wanted to do something different, something that, we could actually compare each brand with something tangible. I think there's a few different things we can do this with, and we probably will. But starting out, what is one thing that we can compare apples to apples on? If we're looking at this brand or this brand, which one is better, okay? So here's what I came up with. I think for this tournament, we're gonna do a tournament, single elimination. I have my own biases, just like those Tom, Dick, or Harrys that put their websites out and what they think is best. But we're gonna take all that out of it. We're gonna try to keep it fair. I put them in alphabetical order, so nobody's getting any special treatment. And we're gonna just put them head to head. We're gonna go through each brand and go through which one has the best warranty out there. I'm not saying that whatever the brand comes out in the end, the best is the best for your home, but we're gonna know by the end of this tournament who has the best warranty of all the HVAC brands. So stay tuned. So let's lay some ground rules for our tournament. And just to keep this fair across the board, because every time I do a video like this, some journeyman heating and air guy gets on here, comments and says, this is the way it is in my company and blah, 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 blah. So if you're one of those guys, shout out to you. But just to keep this fair across the board, I want to lay a couple ground rules. Rule number one, we're only going to be comparing the manufacturer's warranty with that product, stock warranty, if you want to call it that, registered right out of the box. We're not going to talk about extended warranties, labor warranties, extra warranties, something your company adds in there. None of that matters for this tournament. We're only going to compare what their websites. So again, if you're one of those guys that thinks you know everything, before you go in and comment, I'm only talking about what says on their website. So if you tell me, oh, well, it ain't that way at my company, this brand actually offers this warranty, I don't care. We're only going to use what's on their websites, what they're actually advertising. That is their warranty in black and white, right there in writing. So that's rule number one. Rule number two, just to keep it simple, so we could just compare apples to apples, we're going to be comparing split systems with an indoor and an outdoor unit. And the indoor unit is a ducted unit. So we're not talking about ductless mini splits or package units or any of that extra stuff. So just to keep it real simple, it's either going to be a furnace or air handler inside, or it's going to be an AC condenser or heat pump outside. So we're just going to keep it real simple. That's the rules. Let's get to the tournament. Let me also say, if you are in the market for a new heating and air system, before you spend thousands, check out my website, newhvacguide.com. The link will be below. Hey guys, welcome back. We are now to round 2 of our HVAC Brand Tournament. And last episode, we had Carrier and Daikin, with Daikin winning out. And so today we are looking at our next round, which is Lennox versus Mitsubishi. And so this is an interesting round. I'm going to kind of go through this, but it's going to be an interesting matchup. Go ahead and, if you would, comment below before I tell you who wins this round, because I really think you could maybe make an argument for each of them, but we're going to try to keep this fair and pick a winner here. So let's start with Lennox. I know several people that actually install Lennox's equipment, and they will not install anything else. And I could probably say that for several brands. I said that in my last episode, and I can think of a few other brands that it's not really something that we install, but I have friends that won't install anything else. I feel the same way about the products that we install, but they have a loyal following just like a lot of companies do. And so if you look here, again, we're comparing just the indoor and outdoor units. And if you, let's scroll in here, the Signature Collection Series, we're looking at a 10-year parts and compressor warranty, and then a 20-year or lifetime warranty on their heat exchangers. So, on their furnaces. It's becoming more and more industry standard. I remember a few years ago, one or two companies coming out and saying, you know what, we're going to come out with a lifetime warranty on our heat exchangers. And it doesn't necessarily, in my experience, it doesn't always necessarily mean that, that heat exchanger is going to be, it's going to last forever. I don't think that's necessarily what they're saying. It's a lifetime warranty, though. So they're basically saying for the life of that furnace, before everything else were to fail, we're going to, warranty this heat exchanger. So it's a pretty hefty warranty. A lot of companies are starting to do it. It's not just Lennox. We've also seen in our last episode, and we will see in future episodes, the heat exchangers having those extended, long, lifetime warranties, which is pretty cool. I wish that was the case for a lot of their parts. I'm not as familiar with the Lennox line as some. So if you are real familiar with the line, maybe you understand what all this means better than I do. But it kind of looks like we're looking at maybe like a builder grade or budget friendly series of Lennox, which is this down here where this Merit series is. And then the Elite series, which is, a little bit higher end. And then, of course, their Signature series, which is probably their inverter stuff or modulating stuff that's, top of the line type of premium comparisons to other stuff. So, again, just to kind of summarize, looks like, even down here under the Elite series, 5 years on covered components, 10 years on compressor. That looks like that's going to be what we're going to compare here. So now let's talk about Mitsubishi. And so Mitsubishi, we're going to talk a little bit about their warranties here. I just pulled up their page. But the thing with Mitsubishi is, to my knowledge, during the making of this video, they don't currently make a gas furnace. So, that's something to consider here. And a lot of folks hear that name, and they think about the ductless mini splits, the wall hung or floor mount type mini splits. And, you've got this side discharge unit outside, and, that's what they associate with it. That there's no duct and so on. And so as time has gone on, that is now not the case. They have a product now that will compete with those Bosch, Daikin type products where it's a standard type of air handler with duct being matched with an outdoor unit. So here's one right here. As you can see, it's got still has the side discharge type unit. They're not the only ones. There's several brands that are now making them, being paired with just a standard regular air handler that you could put in your home. That would have a return coming in one side and a supply coming out the other. So, just in case you didn't know, now you do. So for this comparison, obviously we're not focusing on any of those other products. We're trying to compare apples to apples, and we're comparing this type of system with the regular air handler and the side discharge type of outdoor AC or heat pump. And so I've got their warranty statement pulled up here, and it says the parts are warranted for a period of 5 years to the original owner of the system, and blah blah blah. So, and then if you come down, the compressor is warranted for 7 years. If the warranty is registered within 90 days of the installation, they are going to give you a 10-year warranty on all of that, on the parts and the compressor. So, you know, that's pretty standard. The interesting thing about Mitsubishi, though, is they have this program, and we actually participated in this program for a little while, and I'm not going to go through the entire story. Maybe I'll do that in another video at some point. But ultimately what it boils down to is they have this diamond contractor program right here. So to be a part of that program, they're basically looking for some sort of a commitment and usually a quantity or a goal of some type that they want you to hit to stay in that program. So I actually had to meet with a guy once, and he basically told me, you know, you have to do this amount of business with us to remain a diamond contractor. So you know, there's good and bad to that. I'm not saying that that's the absolute best thing I've ever heard, but I'm also not saying it's the worst thing I've ever heard. I think for this particular video, if we're comparing warranties to, you know, A and B warranties, I think there's something to be said for the fact that they are offering this 12-year warranty. The problem, though, is you know, what if you have it installed by a contractor that's not a diamond contractor or didn't reach that goal that Mitsubishi set for them, and they lose their diamond contractor status? And, you know, so that's something to consider here. I'm not making an argument for them or against them yet, but I would say that is something we should consider in this video. I know there's a lot of folks, Mitsubishi's, just as I was saying before, Mitsubishi's got a very loyal following. They've got, I know guys that won't install anything else. If you, in fact, there's actually some guys in bigger metropolitan areas near us that if you don't want a ductless system, they just don't do your work. That's what they do now. So they love their products and or their brand, and that's all they'll do. So take that as you will. So getting back to our tournament here, as we're comparing the two, I think, again, you can make an argument for each one of them. Feel free to make a comment below on which one you think should win this round. I think, though, I'm going to, you know, I think it's great that you can get that 12-year warranty with Mitsubishi, but obviously there's some stipulations there to get it. And the other argument we can make here, as we're continuing through our tournament here, there's something to be said for the fact that, you know, you could even say they shouldn't even be in this tournament. They, you know, don't make a gas furnace, so we're not necessarily comparing apples to apples here. So with Lennox being able to offer, you know, that 10-year parts warranty on a lot of their products and having that lifetime heat exchanger warranty and even the 20-year one, that's still beating Mitsubishi, since Mitsubishi doesn't make that furnace. So don't shoot the messenger. I think that in this round, we're going to give the win to Lennox. And, you know, if Mitsubishi does come out with a gas furnace someday, which is possible, you know how it is, especially with their partnerships with some of the other brands that they've partnered with, I could very much see them coming out with something, and just whether it's another product being licensed with their name, or, you know, them simply coming out with one as well. Obviously, they make a lot of different products, the company themselves. So in this particular video, this round, we're going to give the win to Lennox, making it to the semifinals to take on Daikin in the future. Congratulations. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're in our coverage area in Virginia, give Griffin Air a call. We'd love to give you a free estimate. And if you are not in our coverage area, but you are in the market for a new heating and air system, as I said before, check out my new website, newhvacguide.com. And before you spend thousands, you got to check out this website. We've got all kinds of stuff on there to help you know what you need to know before you purchase anything, and also things to know as you're going through the process. Avoiding some of those headaches that you hear other folks go through, this guide will help you through that. So check out that website, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe.